Morning, Tennai.
Morning.
How are you enjoying your time at Barnsley so far?
Yeah, loving it. Yeah, it's been a good start. Obviously a great group to come into, great staff. So yeah, really enjoying my time.
You seem to have really hit the ground running and already receiving some good plaudits from the supporters. What do you put that down to?
I think, I done my best to be in a good shape before I come in. But like I just alluded to, I think, coming into a good environment, with good staff that kind of made that transition super easy. So, yeah, fingers crossed that keeps going.
How did you find the summer with the PFA program? I've kind of seen that the last couple of years. It looks a really interesting kind of thing to do as a free agent.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd never done it before, but I'm glad I did. I think the setup there is really good. I think it's the closest thing you're going to get to a proper environment of training. And yeah, it just keeps you at a level of like playing games, training with other boys, being in that environment. So, yeah, I enjoyed my time there, and I think it put me in good stead.
Did it help you being around similar people in similar situations? Because I can only imagine as a player without a contract, it's not the easiest of times.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of, being a free agent. So yeah, it's definitely good for one, your mind, and two, obviously, like I said, physically to keep you there. But I think you can bounce off other boys, get a bit of an understanding of, you're not the only one in that situation. But yeah, it just keeps, well, for me anyway, it kept me very focused, which was good. So.
Was there a relief when the call did come from Barnsley eventually to bring you in?
Of course, yeah, yeah. I had spoke obviously to the gaffer a little bit prior to that. Um so it's hard when you're in that situation not to get a bit giddy and see things already in your head. But yeah, definitely relieved when that call came in.
Was there a good bit of kind of camaraderie with the people that were there as individuals kind of made their way onto to other clubs as well? And I imagine it's a double-edged sword, really, isn't it? Because you're pleased for them, but you're still there going, well, could somebody give me a call?
Yeah, definitely. I think what had probably helped me this year is I'd been in this situation once before. So I think I'd experienced a lot of emotions, the ups, the downs, prior to this. And I think this time, definitely, it was more just very happy to see everyone do well. Not to say I wasn't before, but like you said, sometimes it's a double-edged sword. But yeah, you definitely build a good relationship with people there. Boys that maybe you never met before, but have been in football for a long time and stuff. So yeah, it was definitely a positive thing to see people move on and do well.
How up to speed did you feel when you arrived at Oakwell in terms of your fitness? Because I know you do a number of bounce games, don't you, when you with the PFA?
Yeah, yeah, I felt very fit coming into it. I think the only difference I would say is, but I wouldn't say this necessarily has anything to do with PFA. I think the standard here at Barnsley in terms of training is top. The intensity is like up there. So I think my first two sessions, I was like, "Oof, where are my lungs gone?" But then after that, very quickly got into the swing of things and got up to speed. I think it was good. I played games early on here with the team just to build those relationships and also get a grasp on what is needed from me, and fitness wise, obviously.
How pivotal has Conor Hourihane been in this entire process and kind of getting you match ready and in the start of your Barnsley career?
Extremely, extremely. Yeah, I think, like I said to you before, I spoke to him, and in terms of being excited to come here, that was, there straight away. Um, I always buy into, wherever I am and whatever I'm doing, but I think with him, it was very fluid. And I think since I've been here, him, Keezy, the other staff members, like, they do a lot of work, especially with like defending. I think they take a lot of pride in that. And it's been a big focus. So I think it's been a mixture between that tactical and fitness that's kind of merged into one, which has really helped me. So yeah, I felt and feel like it's been seamless, really.
Do you feel like your experience can really help here? You are, however you want to view this, one of the older members of the squad.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes I forget because when you're in football, you just go through the years. It goes by pretty quick. But definitely, yeah, I think that's something at this point in my career, as I'm getting on, I really enjoy. I really enjoy speaking to the young boys. I think I do it from a different perspective. I'm I feel like I'm pretty easy to relate to. So yeah, I definitely enjoy it. I think it's something that I'm trying to implement. But like I said, I don't want to act like we don't already have that in the group. We have great boys, great older boys that are, seeing over a lot of things. But yeah, I'm just trying to add my bit where I can and push us on, try and get more wins, get more success.
Who's the nicest guy in the dressing room, you or Nathaniel Ledbetter?
I'll go Nath. I'll go Nath for sure.
I've never known a more smiley person, I think, that I've ever interviewed in 20 years of doing this. He's a happy guy. Is he like that all the time?
Definitely, yeah. I feel like I've known him for years, and I've only just known him since I've joined here. So he's a great guy, like proper good. I think we play the same position as well, so we talk a lot. We've gotten pretty close. So yeah, one of the nicest guys I've met.
Do you feel that the squad here is capable of maybe emulating or pushing what you managed with Charlton last season?
Yeah, definitely. In terms of promotion and achieving that, 100%. Like talent wise, we've got that. There's a lot of elements that go into that, and I think I don't want to get ahead of ourselves and start looking too far in the future, because I think any good team needs to concentrate on the here and now, take it step by step, and I also think, respectfully, Charlton are Charlton and this is Barnsley. We're different clubs, different people, different setups. So we need to use what we've got and our advantages. But like I said, we've had a good start. We need to carry that on, and then we definitely have that potential.
Yeah, because there's a lot of young players in there, whether it's players that have come through the academy or players that have been brought in. Do you feel over the course of a longer period that they've got the skills, the talent, the mental wherewithal to try and keep up the excellent start that you made?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You can see that potential. You can see the ability. I think this is a very dynamic group. I feel like you have bits from so many different positions, so many different types of players, and I think that's important. So yeah, in terms of that and going forward, I think that is one of our biggest strengths.
And just finally, looking forward to a trip to the seaside at the weekend to face Blackpool. It's always an interesting place to go.
Of course, yeah. Hoping to get the job done, get the 3 points, and yeah.
Good man. Great to speak to you.
Cheers. Thank you. You too.
I don't know, just a few from me, mate. You spoke about Nat Ogbetter earlier. Obviously, you both play the same position, but probably slightly different sort of approaches or instructions. I guess he's been incredibly attacking this season, almost like a left winger or even a striker at times. And you're maybe a little bit further back. I mean, has that been something that was made pretty clear that was the plan from the start? And does it suit you both?
Yeah, definitely. I think. Clearly we have different instructions and then different roles to play within a team. And I think it suits both of us. We have different attributes. But yeah, like I said, when I spoke to Connor before I come here, that was made very clear. Although I felt like I have, done well in terms of fitness and getting into the team, etc., I still feel like there's always something to learn, and tactically, I'm still learning. There's still times, I'm figuring out when I can go forward, getting to know my players. Obviously, Philo ends up coming to the right with Kalen a lot, so getting that link up, down to a pat is what we're all trying to do, really.
Have you ever played in a team that's sort of been like that? Because most teams are like both fullbacks, go sometimes ago. And have you ever played in a team that's sort of unbalanced, but in a good way?
Yeah, I have. Different people like different things. Different managers want different things. But in terms of the role that I'm playing, I've played roles similar to that. I've played a lot of different positions across my career. One of them being kind of that like right centre back role. So I feel like it's kind of a hybrid between that fullback and wing back at times. So yeah, I'm comfortable to be interchangeable, and I enjoy it. I think it brings out the best in the team, but also me. So yeah.
And on your side, you mentioned you got Vickers, and obviously Adam Phillips comes across as well. Obviously, you're getting forward and getting involved, but when you've got two sort of very attacking big talents like that, is it kind of like I'll just support them going forward kind of thing?
Yeah, the good players of football. That's it. So yeah. Sometimes I look to get forward, and then when you see players like that with that much quality in front of you, or you see them doing well and creating stuff on the right, it gives you that ability to not have to get involved every time and crowd the space, or it's just then about me learning and refining that ability to pinpoint the right time, the good times where it's gonna affect someone, but that's only something that's gonna work to our advantage.
you came in sort of a week into the season, didn't you? And it's been pretty much Saturday, Tuesday every week until the last few weeks. Has it been nice to have these few weeks sort of maybe play a bit more time on the training pitch with the staff? And obviously it'd been going well, but to get a bit more of their insight and, you know, more planning with them.
Definitely. Yeah, I think one for the body, it's nice to have a week where you can kind of recover. But also on a personal note, definitely to try and get a bit more understanding, a bit more learning, and also put that into practice. I think training is where you make your mistakes, where you try things, and that message is echoed, you know, from the staff. So I think it's been real good to build more relationships and get my understanding at a high level.
Obviously, it was mentioned you are, you know, one of the slightly older players, not one of the oldest, but you've been in it a while. But everyone's saying they're learning under Connor. Is that even sort of the same for you at 28?
100%. Yeah. I'm from the viewpoint that, you know, you never stop learning. It sounds so cliche, but I think that's the way I look at football. That's the way I kind of attack it. And I think, you know, I don't want to overspeak, but I feel like Connor and the staff are very similar. I think they're footballing people. I think they always want to try something that's going to improve us and make boys learn. So I think it goes pretty well. I'm definitely not a player that ever sits there and thinks I know it all. That's impossible. You're always learning.
Is there anything specifically you can tell us that you've sort of latched onto that you've learned in the last sort of 6 weeks since you've been at Barnsley?
Yeah, I think the main thing, well, two main things that I'd say is my outtakes is one that I just spoke about, the timing of, you know, joining in, staying, how to support. I think the second thing is probably the way that we defend, the way that, you know, Keezy does a lot of work with the back four. So of course the gaffer does as well. But there's just small details in the way of like body shape, again, timing of when you get up, when you drop, how he wants it to look in certain moments of maybe when the ball's going channel, when it's going into the centre back, when it's out wide and I've got the ball where he wants everyone else. So positionally, they're things that I've probably learned and picked up in these first couple of weeks. That's been really important.
Great. Thank you.
Cheers.
It must have been a funny old summer for you, Tennai, really, wasn't it? It was just to sort of describe it for me.
I think, yeah, like I kind of said before, I feel like the PFA camp was great. I feel like I went from obviously playing at Wembley, and gaining that promotion was a highlight of my career. And then, you know, very shortly after, you're kind of in a bit of a void of, you know, what's going to come next, what's happening. But I feel like my main focus straight away, I was able to get my mind in a place where I just was staying fit and wanted to be prepared for whatever came next. And then I was fortunate enough for this to come up.
Did you know about the PFA camp? I mean, it's relatively new, isn't it? Last year or two or something.
Yeah, I knew about the camp, but I didn't know a lot of information. I just heard it was on. But then, maybe as a couple of weeks went by, I had one or two friends that I knew that had gone there. So I inquired about it, and I just felt like I didn't want to enter my next chapter in a place where I'm not as fit as I can be or as sharp as I can be. So,
I mean, I was looking at your sort of career. I mean, you've been a bit of a late start. You did your education, you've come in, but you must feel like you've got plenty of years yet. I would have thought, don't you? You know.
Plenty. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you was a late starter coming into the game. You did your education, and you know, you must feel like you're sort of old, but you're not old. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like now looking back, you know, I'm 28, so the time and when I came into football, it's a good 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was, you know, a late starter for a lot of boys. A lot of boys in the academy from, I don't know, 6, 7 onwards. But definitely, I also feel like I'm a quick learner. I feel like I hit the ground running when I came in. I learned a lot. I got into, you know, good positions early on, and I think that was good for me learning at those stages and things I've continued to take on with me throughout the years.
Have you carried on your education? Have you got any sort of plans to do that in the back of your mind?
Yeah, I have some plans to continue that, definitely. I think that also kind of stems from the PFA. They put on a lot of educational kind of meetings during that time at the camp, but I haven't done anything up until now. If I'm honest, I remember doing A-levels. It was very difficult. I had to kind of balance the two.
I read it was maths, wasn't it? You did maths?
Yeah, I done maths. I done philosophy and psychology.
Wow.
So there was heavy hitters, a lot of work. I think by the time that I got out, I was like, I'm done with this for now. Let me concentrate. I think it was the first time in my life that I was able to concentrate on football solely. My parents are very much, they support me in whatever I do, but
Yeah.
very big on education.
Yeah.
So yeah, by the time I got out of A levels, I was like, yeah, this is my time.